Some friendships don't begin with a handshake or a hello. Some begin with silence and a worn-out chair by a sunny window. This is the story of George, an 82-year-old man, and Ellie, the 8-year-old girl next door. George had lived alone for 6 years, ever since his wife passed away. His days were quiet. Morning tea, a crossword puzzle, and long hours of watching birds at the feeder in his garden. He wasn't unhappy. He was simply still. Ellie moved in next door in the spring. She was curious about everything: bugs, clouds, strangers, and especially the quiet old man with the big garden. One afternoon, she climbed onto the fence and simply said,
"Your birds are pretty."
George didn't know what to say at first, but he pulled out an old chair, just for her, and pointed to a red robin on a branch. "That one is called a robin. He visits every afternoon at 3, and so it became their ritual. Every afternoon at 3, Ellie would appear at the fence. George would have her chair ready. They talked about birds, then about clouds, then about everything. She told him about school. He told her about the war. Softened, simplified, just enough for a child to understand courage. 3 days later, George's daughter knocked on Ellie's door. She handed her a small envelope.
"He went into hospital, but he asked me to give you this."
Inside was a letter, written in shaky, careful handwriting, and a small drawing of a robin. The letter said, "Dear Ellie, you gave an old man something he had forgotten, the joy of being curious again. You taught me that friendship has no age. The robin will visit at 3. Please keep his chair warm for me." It was signed, Your friend George. George came home 6 weeks later, a little slower, a little thinner. But when he opened his back door, he found 2 chairs by the window, and Ellie sitting in hers, watching the robin. She looked up and smiled.
"He came at 3. I kept it warm."
Is there someone in your life, older or younger, who you've been meaning to sit with? Today's the day. Subscribe for a new bilingual story every week. And remember, the best friendships have no age limit. Thank you for watching today's story. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this encouragement. See you next time.